Recording started by everyone know you are being included. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you again for coming to another session of the KenteCode AI live registration Q&A session. My name is Vincent Amedeka, founder of KenteCode AI. We are gathered here today because we are all interested in learning a little bit more. And today I have the opportunity to just take another step to go through some of the things that we are going to go through in this program. And also, some things has happened since our last meeting. I want to make sure we covered all those things for everybody to be up to date. Okay. So quickly, where is let me see this. Where is it? Where is it? Where did I put it? So the main thing today is for me to share for you. Let me share my screen from here. Share screen from here. KenteCode.ai. KenteCode.ai. Share screen here. Share screen. Share. What is this one? KenteCode. Share screen. Is this showing KenteCode AI website for you guys on your side?
Yes, it's showing out my side.
Yes, okay, great. So there are you there? Okay, Harry, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay,
yes,
so
please,
yeah, guys, last time this is my KenteCode AI employee. He works with me in building all this kind of stuff that we'll be discussing a little bit more later on, but he's a web developer and AI automation engineer, so he's been working with me for some time now. I just want to make sure everybody, you'll be seeing more about him, but I want to talk today first about, we started first, we discussed how the program was going to go in the beginning, having Python and SQL first, then AI models come later on. So after a lot of discussions with people, and a lot of people were being confused about because if you don't know what you are studying, you don't even know what to choose to study. So it was confusing a lot of people. So I decided to simplify everything, and I don't have any option for anybody who doesn't want to take any course in this program anymore. It's a boot camp. You come, you learn everything, or you don't come. So that's the option we came to agreement with, because it's confusing a lot of people because they don't know what to study, what to choose. So yes, we made a boot camp. It's 10 months, and during that 10 months, we start from Python, SQL, generative AI, and the AI automation. That is going to be for the 10 months program. So if you see now, this is no more, we were using another platform that has our courses. We have also get rid of that platform. We are just now using our own website, which has, because that platform did not give us flexibility to make changes, and how to, even we don't want people to pay tax, because in Texas, bootcamp like this, they don't have to pay taxes, but that platform will not allow us to do a lot of changes. So we decided to get rid of the platform completely, and we bring the registration back to our own KenteCode AI website. So you can go here, you can do your payment, and then we'll see the payment and we register you. Currently, we're just adding you to teams. In our teams that we are going to do, like the team group we have, so you can be on there. We are actually working on our own platform for hosting courses, but that's a bigger deal for the entire Africa. We are working on it. We are hoping by the time this class actually starts, our platform, we have some problems, we're still working on it. Our platform might be ready so we can actually let people use it, so they can see, what we are actually building, the bigger thing we are building for Africa, which is because we have seen the problems that are happening in the West that Africa is missing now because of our own ways of the payments. You cannot be here and be making payment from Africa. So it's challenging. So that's the problem we want to solve. I digress. That's the problem we want to solve for Africa. So we are building a platform we are going to show you guys in real life how we are building these things. It may be next meeting or something like that. You can see that we're not talking, we are building the stuff that we are discussing with actually in real time as we try to teach others as well. So that is the first thing. Everything is now consolidated into just one bootcamp, 10 months, okay? And this program, you join it, you can make the full payment as we discussed, 2,000, but for the first cohort we have now, we are giving you the discount. And this discount will not apply to any other cohort. This is just the founding cohort, so we are giving you this option to pay this in full, or you have the option to pay half in January this month and then another half in June. We couldn't do all these things on that platform, so we were frustrated because we want people to, the payment is hard everywhere, we know, but the whole point of the KenteCode AI Academy is we know that it's hard for people who don't have that big financial backing to take AI courses. And that is why we are trying to break that cycle. So we are finding any way possible to make this accessible to people as much as we can. Okay. So we are trying whatever we have to do to make sure that it doesn't become the problem we are trying to solve. Okay. All right. So so now you can, if you want to pay for manual, you just let me know. I'll set up the account for you, and then you can pay January and then the other one in June. But if you want to pay ahead and get your full, and thank you those people who have registered already. Yeah, I mean, awesome job. I really appreciate it. And we continue to get more people. Our target is training people for the class. Each cohort will just be training people so we can manage it well. So that is one thing I wanted to say, that everything is not consolidated. The website, everything else. If you go to KenteCode.ai, you can see everything that is going on. You can see everything there. And then there is one thing I also want to discuss today before we go into more things, like this program that you are doing, how can it be helpful for you in real world? What can you do at work, because why study all this stuff and you don't know what you can use it for? So this program can help in two ways. It can help you as a business owner or somebody who is running some business, or just in your regular job. You don't need a new job, but it can also help you get a whole set of new job depending on your own interest, right? Because everybody will decide what they want to use this program for. Seriously, you can study this program and just use it for your regular job and make it more productive. But for somebody who wants to go out there and get a different job based on this program, and specifically as an AI, these are some of the areas that you can go. First of all is the generative AI engineer. So the generative AI is the main course we are doing in this program. So let me talk about generative AI. So generative AI is the AI. There are layers to the AI. So if I have something I can draw here, I can show you, let's say paint. Paint, yes. Let me use paint to draw something. So this is how the layer goes. So the first concept is artificial intelligence. Okay, that is the big thing. Artificial intelligence. Okay, this is just the idea that computers can actually learn. Okay, and do things like humans do. So the concept is been there. This has been there. Okay, but there are layers in this concept. Learning artificial intelligence. There's no one person that can actually know everything about artificial intelligence. Okay, well, maybe there are people, yes, but there are different layers. So at the very high top is the artificial intelligence. You hear it but that is a vague, big term. But it breaks that into parts. So the part, let's take another part, is machine learning. Okay, there is machine learning. Okay, so take machine learning has been one of the big ones for a long time. Machine learning, basically, you are building model based on data to learn your data, to use it for prediction, regression, classification. Those will not make sense if you don't really know what those things are. But that is one concept that has been there. If you go to Netflix and they recommend movies for you and all those kind of stuff, you go to Amazon, you buy stuff. and it's recommending things for you. If you call a product, you want to buy something, and they're recommending other things based on AI, most of them used to use just this machine learning. This machine learning is actually getting like a lot of people don't talk about it no more because of how the current AI is now. So a lot of people are not even, but a lot simple things you can do with machine learning. But when it comes to bigger things, bigger lot of big data, a lot of information you want to learn. More, this machine learning learns based on patterns in data, so it's different. Okay. Now, next one is deep learning. Okay, deep learning used to be just part of this, so we have deep learning. Okay, so deep learning, it used to be just part of machine learning, but everything separates. So deep learning is type of machine you are learning AI based on a concept called neural networks. Okay, this process is neural networks are it's a machine way of representing how our brain works. That's neural networks. So deep learning is the concept where you use neural networks to learn from the data, and this concept is more autonomous. For machine learning, right, we have to have a data in some format, okay, and let it all, in a format and do prediction classification on this. But deep learning uses these things we call neurons, okay, neurons that like they're like brain cells. They look at whatever it is in the data. There are layers for the neuron, okay? There are multiple layers. So it's one layer, two, three, four, five. That is their layer. So it's deep. The layers are deep to learn. Every layer will learn a specific thing in that data set. So the more it goes, the more layers you have, the more specific things it's going to learn about that data. And this is the concept that breaks AI into the new way we know about AI. That is deep learning. It's used for CNN, that is convolutional neural networks. I mean, if I'm mentioning this, they'll just sound crazy right now. RNA, recurrent neural networks, LSTM, long short-term memory, that is for time series analysis. But these are concepts that you learn in like deep AI stuff, okay? But let's come down to our level. So deep learning, from there, the concept of generative AI comes under this deep learning. So the next concept is the generative AI, okay? This is what actually explode AI now, okay? The generative AI, let me just discuss this so you can say something, okay? Let me just quickly go through over this area, okay? So you can ask questions after. Let me just break this down because I was not thinking to talk about whole AI thing, but I want to just give you guys some concepts so you can just look at what it is in general. So from deep learning, then we come to the generative AI. The generative AI is simply AI that creates new content, okay? It can create new content in different form, images, sounds, whatever, audio, text, or whatever it is. That is the generative AI. And under that, we came down to this concept of using models. So models are built based on this generative AI. The models are built like they become large language models. They are built that can generate new content, images, and all that kind of stuff. So when they see all this coming, then they drop it down to what we call agentic AI, okay? Agentic AI came because generative AI came, they can build models, large language models are there. Then they start creating agents that can talk to these models, okay? And then they'll use the model and say, hey, I need to do this. And the model will say, okay, if you want to do this, this and that. Then this agent will take this information and run what we call tools or execute functions. If you're a programmer, you understand. You execute functions that will do a work. For example, let me say something. You send an email to me and say, hey, Vince, I want to register for this class, but I'm finding it so hard to register for the class. Okay. If you send me that message, computer cannot easily understand it. So what the agentic AI will do is it will take what message you sent, okay? And I have created agents, okay, that if I receive message, I'm looking for some particular information. If the message is the person is having issue to register, I say there's an agent that you should ask them to call the support number, okay, so that they can resolve the issue. So, they can call the person who sent the email. They can just directly call them because they have the maybe we have a form that have the email, the password, the phone number, the email. So once that person sends us email, hey, I'm not able to register for the course, that information is given to my main master agent, and that main master will send it to a large language model and say, hey, this is the email I received. Tell me if I have to call customer support or I just let this email go. Because large language models, they can make sense of the data, of the information. The model will say, hey, you're supposed to call customer support because there's an issue. So the large language model says that to the agent. So the agent say, oh, I have to call customer support. An agent already is built for calling the customer support. And you already have the phone number in the email. So it will say, oh, okay, it will just execute the process that will call the customer support for that particular customer. Okay, so you see the way it's going, it's breaking down, but this is where we are now. In the world now, we are at the level of agentic AI, where everybody is building these concepts to do a lot of work, which is the one replacing a lot of employees. So in our program, we are starting from here, this level, okay, from generative AI to understand how these language models are used, LLM, RAG, chatbots, how those things are built. We understand that in this program. Then we will know how those systems are actually built to execute the task I'm talking about. Simple as sending email based on the content, or in my words, some things like machine laws, you read it and there's an issue, you have to create a set or whatever it is. Or at other places, there are a lot of things people do with it, but this is where we focus now because this one is the real world of AI. When you say AI now, this is what people are talking about most of the time, is generative AI and the agentic AI. So that's why I try to consolidate our course in a form that if you actually use the course name to look for a job, whatever job which I'll be talking about next, people understand it more than, giving it a big name that, that's a little confusing. So let me stop over there. That's not the main topic for today, but I digress. If somebody have any questions about that particular topic, let me know, okay? So before I go to the jobs, okay? Anybody have, Ayam, you had question about something?
So no, I didn't have a question. It was more of like the paint I couldn't see, so I was prompting you to zoom in a bit. But I think it's okay
sorry. Okay, just put it in the chat, okay? Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I was having a problem with it. Why?
So, and then are you able to see? Oh, okay. Let me. It's a little like a little bit like this will be better. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is very good. All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. This is just a quick flow of. I wasn't, but that's on the spot. We can talk about all these things, just like that. So, anybody have any questions? This is not what we are talking to, but what I want you to understand this. Then I'll go to the jobs that you can do when you complete this program. So we are here. Our program is at the bottom here. Eventually, I'm thinking this program is just going to be about this, but I don't want to do that now because this is a very new concept. AI things can just collapse in 2 or 3 days. So, but this is what is going on now. But I want to always make my program to make it a little bit more so people have other ways they can use AI but than just one area of application of AI. So we are going to learn a little bit more than just agents. But yeah, just to help you keep, I want somebody with this kind of qualification than just this. Before you can actually do this, you have to understand all the concept under this. But the marketing term, most of the job you find it to say generative AI engineer. But we are in 2026, and this is the hot topic going. Hopefully, maybe they might start changing job status to agentic AI engineer. But I'm telling that whatever you have to do on generative AI, if you don't know that, you'll not be able to build agents. That's just how reality is. So that's where we want to take it from here. If you realize in the beginning, I was going to do all this stuff, but these are math heavy. This is math. This is a lot of math, and algebra is in here. And all this one, So I'm like, okay, let's leave this one here and come to the real applications of knowing how to apply it in real world and going back to like a school where we have to study all this stuff. Okay. And once you know this, you want to learn any of these things, the sky is the limit. And each of these topics, they are like this. Like when I went to school, this is a topic on its own. Machine learning, deep learning is on its own, generative AI is on. They are all artificial intelligence. All this. So they try to break it so that you can actually consume them in the smallest, because these are big domains and with experts, and it's not easy to actually get it. That's why people go and be doing their PhDs forever trying to learn this stuff. But we are not here for that. We want to learn how AI works from generative point of view and what is happening now, and so we can get next the jobs that I want to talk about. Okay. Now let's assume you have you studied. Anybody? Any question?
Vince Bhaskar here.
Yeah.
Hey, one quick question. If you go back to the previous screen, so the course objective is like to focus more on the generative AI, which is a sort of say, for example, if I have a data pool, right, in a particular database, so I can make use of this generative AI or agentic AI and get out of the data rather than more focusing on what kind of models beneath
to build. Yeah.
So it's a sort of a wrapper, or how it is.
So let's give example. Let me give an example of a real world example from our own work. Okay, Bhaskar. Let's say the server logs that we receive, right? The logs can give you a lot of information, what is happening, server down, something happening. There's so much information in those logs that we collect, right? All right. Now, if you want to know if a machine goes down, if a server goes down, you have to really go there and be checking all that logs and know what is going on, right? To figure it out. But just imagine that anytime anything happens, that logs is sent to this model for the model to read the log and just exactly say, hey, let's say, what is that one? There's one item at work, they restart some kind of reporting server. They always do that for RAIF. Yeah. So if we have the AI, have that log information, and you build agents that, okay, if you have this log, and if it is this reporting server agent, call the process to restart that reporting server. Okay. So that is generative AI component is you take the logs test message because it's raw test message. You give it to the model and you give a prompt. You are going to create specific prompt to get the answer back that will fit your agent to do the work. Okay. So once you ask the prompt with the log, the model, the LLM will give you exactly the parameters that you need to push back to your agent. Once it comes back, your agent will look at it and say, okay, this is what I need to do. Then it will execute the functions or tools that based on, so the meaning is given from the LLM, and then the agent will be able to carry the actions to execute to fix the problem. Okay? Yeah. That is a real world example of our own situation. So if you see, I was building some of these things last time for our application. That's exactly what I was trying to do. Yeah, those kind of things. Yeah, that is generative AI because you have a test logs, a lot of them. So this concept is called abstraction. You have the information, you want the model to give meaning, real meaning of what is this, and abstract something from it so that agent can use it, right? Or you can say, hey, I have these logs, give me full meaning of this log and send email to people about it. Okay, and whatever you want to do, that creates more, new content, content, or it summarizes it, or abstract topics from it, or whatever it is that is generating something new. Is called generative AI. Okay. Yeah, and the agent part is what is going to based on the information it got from the. I'm going to actually talk about the Toyota project so that you guys can see an example of real world of the AI for the agentic AI side. Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. That is very good, interesting. Okay, so let's say we know how to do those things we completed, and we actually know how to do generative AI. AI agent, we need to get a job. So these are the areas that covers what we are studying. Okay, based on what we are studying, you get a job as a generative AI engineer. Okay, so you are building applications and train models to solve real world problems. So normally you will be building this problem, you want to solve the problem, but the model is not giving you the right information. You do different things. There are different ways you can train the model or retrain the model. You go through all those processes. Okay, prompt engineering, how to give better prompt to get the right answer for your model. You will figure out those things here. Okay, that is the first one, generative AI engineer. There's one also called prompt engineer. So prompt engineer, they are just people who sit down and craft prompt in the perfect way that you give it to the large language model and it gives you the best result. Okay, there are people actually doing that work. Okay, that's a work. It's not easy. It's just writing how to talk to the AI, but it is very, very challenging. Yeah. First hand, this is one of the most challenging part when you are talking to LLM. To get the best results, you have to be a very good prompt engineer to give. So when you're talking to the a large language model, so your prompt will have roles. So roles are like, oh, you tell the model, hey, behave that you are a data engineer. Okay, now I need to get data from here. Tell me how, instruct a student who is 5 years old how to do this process. So we give them a role, like the data engineer. So they say there are components of prompt. When we reach there, yes, the roles, the system messages, yeah, we'll talk about those things when we get there, okay? Not on top of my head right now, okay? How the prompt have to be crafted for the best result. It's one of the things that people have a job just doing that, okay? Prompts can be long because some prompts they are very long. So to accomplish tasks, you have to really know how to do your prompting. Okay, data analyst. So yes, you out of this place, you learn Python, you know SQL, you are ready to start work as a data analyst. Okay, that is it. You don't have to be like an expert. To be a data analyst, what you need basic is Python. Some people don't even know Python. Most of them just know SQL. So if you know Python and SQL, and you are good to go to start work as a data analyst, okay? From there, you can learn tools like Tableau, Power BI to upgrade yourself or to add more skills to it. But if you know Python and SQL, you have the right to start job as an entry-level data analyst, okay? That's that one. Okay, AI automation specialist, okay. In our course, we are going to learn AI automation using a tool called N8N. You can just Google that tool. So there are many tools that you can use to automate. Instead of writing code everywhere, there are tools with user interfaces that once you understand how the AI system works, you just use that tool and build your AI on top of that. You can just go and Google N8N and see what it is like. It has an interface. You see, you are going to build it like this. You are going to build all your workflow like this. But before, you have to understand how to call the model using prompting, you have to understand the concept behind it. But once you know the concept behind it, you just use this tool and build your whatever business you want to run. So in the real world, of people who are actually building AI automation businesses. They are business people. They are running their own automation business. They are using tools like this. They know how to do the AI agent and all that stuff. They'll use tool like this or another one. Most easiest one is Zapier, but I want to go with NA8 because it's a little bit okay. It's a little bit difficult. NA8 is a little bit difficult, but once you know NA8, which is you can have a free version by yourself. You can run it on your own. Otherwise, you have to be paying for this. You can set up your own business with just knowing this tool and AI. This is what a lot of people run their business with. They know this tool, they know the AI agent. They are not going to be writing all the code. They will use this tool to set up the workflow for a business, and that's it. That's their business. That's what they do. So I want to make sure that before we know how to use this tool. We are here applications. Some people might go and become business people and be able to set up their own AI automation businesses. The sky is the limit once you know this tool and then with the AI. That's what people do now. That's all almost every business in there, we are running AI automation. They just have these tools with the AI knowledge and they're running that. So once you know how to use these tools with the AI stuff, you're good to go. In the enterprise environment, like my work like this, we don't, because enterprises are big businesses, so they don't allow like some of these things to be run like big companies. You like this, we have to run it either in AWS or in our own data center. So these two might be, because these two you can host it yourself. Like for example, I was actually thinking to propose hosting this tool in my data center now. So you can do it if you, but like it has a cloud version. You can subscribe to the cloud and have this tool for you and then just use it. Okay. You can also host the tool yourself. So it's an open source. You can host it. We are going to learn how to do all those stuff. You can host it yourself on your desktop or with Docker and run the tool and do all your stuff. But if you want to do a business when you be actually sending AI automation, you will have to probably put it somewhere in AWS or just subscribe to a cloud version of the tool and then use it. Okay. That is yes, that is so that is the tool. That's the tool, right? Yeah, that's the tool. I just talked about the tool. So we are talking about the job. Yes, that is what the AI automation specialist person will do. Okay, that's their work. They are just using those two. There are a lot of them. You can learn all of them, and then you can keep going. Then there's another thing you can do. You can become Python developer. Yes, once you know Python. So Python developers, there are different levels to it. You can just be a Python developer writing scripts, do different type of things for small business, like a job that you go there, you have a job. There are Python developer jobs. You go there and have it as a job. But you with your AI, you say, hey, I have AI experience, and that's actually gets your resume up. Okay, that you are just you're Python developer, but you know AI. So you write script to do simple automation tasks in your for a company. They need people like that everywhere. And okay, AI implementation and support. There are some people, they are not even writing any AI code. They just understand these concepts. They will help businesses to go and tell them this is how you have to deploy the solution. Okay, they are not the one writing the code. You have your own developers there. But these guys say, hey, I am an expert and I do all that stuff. So I'm supporting, let's say AWS have AI implementation for client. This guy will go there and be telling people, this is how you can implement your stuff and make it optimized. Okay, your workflow. They will come and talk, big talk. They are not the one doing the code, but they are the support specialists who will go to places and tell people how to get things done. Yeah, but because they just understand AI and they are not into writing code, they are giving people advice how to deploy their code. So that is for people who are more good communication. So once you have the AI knowledge, you go and for example, you go to AWS, study their system, and know how AWS work. You go and be telling AWS client how they can implement their AI stuff. Okay, so this is you can get that job. It's very important because everybody needs a job. So we all need a job. So I want to stop here a little bit and see if anybody has some question from the job side. Or let's say the website and the job, what you can do after this. Then after that, I think the main thing today is I want to discuss the workflow for Toyota and how KenteCode delivered the workflow for two big projects for Toyota and how it went, okay? Which then you can see how agentic AI actually is implemented. You can see it's Toyota, it's not here. So, but I'll tell you the entire process. So we have 5 minutes to go. So any question, maybe we jump into that. Any other question here now? Okay, if no question, then let's quickly jump into, you know what, instead of me actually making some slide, I just have these things in my head. So I don't even do slides because I walk around with these things. So I just take it for granted. All right, so I'm going to talk about a project I have worked with Toyota through KenteCode AI. KenteCode AI is actually a consulting company. Then comes the academy because we are lacking people with the AI skills and we want to make a difference solving that problem. If only I can get. Okay, so what is this project I want to talk about? What is the project? The project is simple. We got the requirement. Why can't I find the requirement? Oh. Ah. Do I have it here? Okay. Okay, I can share all this here because this is NDA stuff is in here. Okay, but let me see. Okay, I don't think, okay, let me just, I don't think I have a, okay. So I'm just going to talk about it. So can you guys see the screen? Is it showing? Is it showing on the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
please.
So I want to talk about this project. So this is the goal. The goal for Toyota at the time was that they have a, the machine repair, when they have the machines breaking down and they have to fix it, they have to resolve any issue that happen in the machine, in the plant. It takes a lot of time to get things done and to onboard people when they have to know all that stuff, okay? So the requirement we got here is they want to build an AI agent that can answer everything that the manufacturers ask when they are, on the plant. Any issue, they just ask the AI, and the AI should tell them this is how to solve this problem. So, KenteCode AI got hired. Another startup also got hired. So we worked together. I led this project myself, firsthand, everything. So I know data from beginning to end. So what we did was this. I want to talk about how it's happened and how the agentic AI works in this case. So Toyota they have a SharePoint that have a lot of machine documentation. They have videos. They have Excel. They have a PDF. They have audios of people teaching how to solve things. So they have a lot of terabytes of data. Yeah. And this is what we are going to use for the AI to understand how to fix the machines. Okay. So what we did with this, we implement this was done in AWS. So AWS is a cloud environment. Some people will do AWS, some people will do Azure, some people will do in their own data center. And I want to make sure that you guys understand the AI we are learning the basic of doing everything, but you can go to AWS and learn how to just apply the AI you learn in AWS. You can go to Azure and learn how to apply the same AI in Azure. So we are not learning the cloud itself. We are learning the AI. And when you go to any cloud, depending on how the cloud is, you will learn how to apply the AI knowledge you know in that environment. So quick, before time is up. So we collected all this data from all the staff over there. So for videos, we will transcribe the video, the text that is said in the video, in addition to the video, okay? So that we use that to train our AI. For voice, communication, audio, we transcribe we get all the text out in addition to the audio. For PDF, we will read all the content of the PDF, and then there is a concept we are going to, it's called chunking. When you have a lot of document and stuff like that, you break them into pieces. It's called chunking in AI. You chunk them before you save it in a database to smaller chunks. Okay, so we did all that for all the tests, all the Excel. We read it, chunk them to smaller pieces so that we can save it in the database. And also because when you are asking questions to the AI model, there is a limit on the amount of text or information you can send. The token is limited. So if you send too much, it will cut it off and then it will lose the rest of the information. So what we do in AI is the first step, we have to break this document down into smaller pieces. And then the next step, we will do what we call embedding. Those are something we're going to learn. Embed it, and then we store it in the database. Okay, so we did that. We took all that information, we save it into this particular one. We use MongoDB. Yeah. So if you see like this, yeah, no need to worry about all this stuff. But just look at it from a higher. You use a database called MongoDB, which is a document database. Okay. It's different from Postgres. So AI, most of the time, you are using vector databases or MongoDB document databases or Postgres, which has an extension called PG Vector for embedding data. So we will learn Postgres in this program. Our SQL and AI is going to be based on Postgres. So we know that. In the next one, maybe next meeting, I'll talk about another project we did for Toyota. So that one, we did it with Postgres. So I'll talk about it. But this one, we did it with MongoDB. So look at this. Let me quickly go through this. What happened is after we store all the document that I was talking about, we have all the information, we store it in the database, in the Postgres database. What happened is when people are on the plant, something is broke, they go to the AI and just ask, hey, I need to fix this machine part. Can you give me the instruction to do it? Okay. So when that information comes, the AI agent will take it. Oh, it's almost over. It's almost over. Yeah, so we take the AI agents will take that information and go and ask the database. So the concept is called semantic search. In the AI world, it's called semantic search. A semantic search is the idea that all knowledge, all information can be represented in a vector space, a high-dimensional vector space that gives meaning to computers to understand the data. So that you go to, those are too much for this. So it will do a semantic search. Anytime they ask a question, it will take the question, we call it, it will vectorize it, embed it. And then it will have the document also embedded. So that question would now be searched against the document, and it will find the semantic search. It will find which ones are the closest. We have threshold. If the question match the document at, say, 70% matching in a vector space, we need that document. So if you ask the question, it will take all these pieces of document that you have in the database that matches the answer in the vector space. So then once you have those pieces of document, it's going to take those pieces of document and then the question the user asks and send it to an LLM and say, hey, LLM, user is asking this question. When I did a semantic search, these are the documents I have. Can you now provide answer to the user? And that magically, the LLM will provide an answer like a human being to the user. And that is how you have ChatGPT, whatever it is, they are all built on this concept, okay? And what I described now in a very short form is what we call RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, okay? And those, we will learn all that concept work. And most of the chatbots you ask information for, they are general, they are public, so everything on the internet is in there. And when you ask question, it has the same way to go and ask. I say, hey, this person is asking this. Can you find me information that much? And he give you the answer. But you cannot use that public information chatbot for your business because you want information in your business that is private for you so that your chatbot will answer questions based on that information. That is where the concept of RAG came to stop what we call hallucination. So now the AI agent is concentrating only on that information to answer the question. The information you store in the database or in your system, it will focus only on that. And guys, I'm telling you, when they got this AI agent deployed for their manufacturing and stuff, we got back the next project very quick because they were surprised. It was massive for them. The next project I'll talk next meeting, probably I'll discuss that one too. And that one actually caused a lot of layoffs. So, but this was a really massive thing for them. It was really good. And we got the next project last night just because they were shocked what we did. You can talk to it. It gives you information about how to fix the machine based on that concept of building RAG using agents to solve the problem. So yeah, I'll keep the next one for next meeting. Then I'll talk about that one too, just to give you guys ideas how people are using AI to solve their own problems. All right, guys. So yeah, so it's 5 minutes to go. I'll leave it here. If somebody have any question, please feel free to ask. Okay, this is the time. Yeah. Okay. Everybody can hear me still, though. Yeah. If you can hear me, say you can hear me at least. Let me know. Or I'm not. Everything working good?
Yep. Yes, we are able to hear you.
Okay. So yeah, that is the concept we have to do over there, and we are going to learn the same thing over here. How it is done. It's done different. There are different applications of this agent, and that's what is solving a lot of business problems nowadays. So what I just described now is what we call the rack system, and it's one of the first real applications of the new AI. Almost every company wants to build it, right? So they have their document to be able to talk naturally to your document, because if something happens, you have to go through so many documents to find the answer, and to solve that problem, the rack system came with AI to fix that issue. Okay, so if no question, then what we will do next time, please try to do your registration. If you have any issue, let me know on www.kentecode.ai. Everything is there. You can still use the old link, academy.kentecode.ai. Everything is going to be there. In next meeting, what I'll do is I'll talk about the second project for Toyota. And then I will actually the second project for Toyota, and I'll give you a sneak peek of the KenteCode learning management system we are building for KenteCode AI, which is basically something we are building for Africa, as I said, that allow teachers, educators to use a system that they can host their own courses, just like we are trying to use the other platform and it was just not working. That was the reason why we say, hey, we want to build something specific for the African environment. So we'll give you guys a little sneak peek at the back end to see how we are building it and how we are using some of the things we are going to learn here, how it translates to what we are building. And I'll also talk about the technology stack, what all the stack that we are going to learn and how they fit and how they use, and in real world how those technologies are used in so that we understand what is there for technology wise, what we are going to learn. Okay, just the names are a little high level, but we look some of the technology. We are going to look at the Postgres I've mentioned 1,000 times. We look at what is that Postgres. It's a database. We will see what it is and how you create tables and put stuff in there and query it. Another platform we are using for KenteCode AI learning management system is Supabase. Supabase is a cloud version of Postgres. You can have a free account and then set up Supabase and go in there and then create your own database and do whatever you want to do. But that one is a little bit tricky because you need to know Python to write code to access the data. You go through the API and get the data. So once you know how to do Python, you eventually, at the end of Python class, I'll introduce everybody to what we call Fast API. So next technology session, I will explain all those things. Fast API is what you build to communicate, send data across your database to the UI and that. So we have database, we have the UI, we have the front end. So our goal at the back end, when we are back end, we are doing databases up to UI, up to the API. Then the UI team is using the API to consume that data and show on the screen. Almost everything you see online is built through the same way. So we go through the technology, how to use GitHub. We will mention everything you need to learn in this class. So we'll practice it, how to use all these things in real life, okay? So it's 2:00. If we don't have any more questions, then we will end it here, okay? Okay, so that is it. Ariam, you can stay on the call a little bit, okay? Okay, guys, that is the end of the meeting. So if you want to join next meeting, it's going to be on Saturday. I'll send the update. We will look into our technology stack and all that kind of stuff that we are going to go through in the whole of this course. So thank you guys for coming, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time, okay?
Sure. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Let me end this Facebook one. All right. Thank you, Facebook. I gotta go. Okay. Come join the meeting next time. Thank you. Stop sharing. Stop recording. Yeah.